Yeah, you know what time it is. It's time for the Geekenders podcast. MegaRan, Jesse and Dodger, what up? Let's go. Yo, it's the weekend. Yeah, it's time to geek out. Let it begin. Go on, stream and shout. It's Jesse and Dodger, so give them a follow and see what the Geekenders are all about. Yo, it's the weekend. Yeah, it's time to geek out. Let it begin. Go on, stream and shout. It's Jesse and Dodger, so give them a follow. #1 geek podcast, without a doubt. Yo, another end of another long week. Got a job and a kid, I know that you all beat. So take a second, grab a drink and vibe while we catch you up in just a matter of time. On gaming, comics, whatever you're doing. If you're nerdy like us, then you know you should tune in. Thank you for sharing our world with us. Now follow, subscribe, and turn this up. Yo, it's the weekend. Yeah, it's time to geek out. Let it begin. Go on, scream and shout. It's Jesse and Dodger, so give them a follow. #1 geek podcast, without a doubt.
And welcome to Geekenders. It is January the 23rd, and we have two lovely guests, Edmund McMillen and Tyler Glaiel. Welcome, guys.
Hello. Thank you for having us.
Oh, don't be demure now.
What a subdued.
I'm just a little shy guy.
Hello.
Right.
We've got two sweet little boys here joining
just
us
little
today.
cutie pies.
Little cutie babies. Hi, guys.
This is how my head looked when I was born.
Honestly?
Like that when you were born too?
Yeah.
It is. I just noticed chat was like, there's 3 levels of beard. And I'm here for this. There's like, we got the different beard scales. It's good. It's the internet, really.
Technically, I also have facial hair. It's just invisible. So you could say 4 levels.
Yes, we should.
I just want to be involved. I just want to be part of it.
Yeah.
Go do it.
Me? Oh, okay. Look, our guests today, both of whom are legends in the world of, if you were a old fart like me, spending hours messing with Flash games in the early 2000s in your dorm room instead of studying, you're probably aware of our two guests. Maybe you've played some like these games you've probably never heard of, like the NS9, Binding of Isaac, and Super Meat Boy. Like whatever, it doesn't even like no one's ever heard of those. But they're working on a new game that comes out February 10th called Mewgenics. We'll talk about that today. I just want to set the table for what this game is. One, it features a setting that says toggle for hump animation, and 2, the profound statement, cats are science. And I just wanted to put that out there before we jump in. That's the kind of game we're dealing with, and it's great. We'll get to it, I'm sure.
Absolutely.
But yeah, I'm excited to have you two here. This is great. This is very fun for me. Not for you, probably. This is probably torturous, but it's nice to have you anyway.
It's nice to be here.
Yeah. Oh my goodness.
How has you were saying that you've been doing the circuit, like promoting the game? How's everything going?
It's going really well. I actually did a stream with Zach Scott the other night that went from like total disaster to glorious disaster, and it was fantastic, and that was a lot of fun. But yeah, it's just kind of like a lot of interviews back to back, some written, some in person, and juggling finishing this game while it all happens. As you probably may notice, that updates are constantly updating. So
yes,
busy.
I was trying to remember how long ago the first announcement about this game even existing happened.
I think it was in 2012 it was announced. And then in 2013, I think we showed it at PAX, and then it was canceled like right after we got home from PAX. Not we, but I wasn't at PAX. But yeah, that was. Then it was dead, and the corpse was reanimated about 6 years ago.
Yeah.
What made
Tyler
you want to
did
like? What made you guys want to like bring it back?
it was like
From
kind of
love.
I loved the concept from the very beginning, and the concept was just simply a cat hoarder house where you breed cats and you have this house that you upgrade, kind of like this Tamagotchi sim sort of thing, and use your cats that you've generated as avatars in mini games, these disposable live system basically. And I love the idea, and I love the characters in the game, and I like the art style and everything else, and I really wanted to work on it, but it was canceled, so I couldn't. And then years later, I was trying to find other ways to do the same game, and pitching different things to Tyler, who I was working with at the time. And finally, I was able to acquire the IP. I got the IP back and then said, hey, wait, let's do this after all this stuff is done. And then Tyler started working on an engine for it. And once that was ready, we got together. And this is what we've been working on together for 6 years. A lot of work has gone into this. And it's not just us. There's like 10 people total.
I just want 10 people.
Well, about right now, it's about 10. 10, you know, there are people that have phased in and out.
Yeah.
I'm happy for you. That must feel good to have something ripped from you and then rip it back, you know?
It was something that I knew had to happen. It was just like, you know how you just, I'm not going to be haunted by this for forever and feel like if I don't do, like, it really was like at night haunting me. Like I have to wake up and be like, and I got to write down these ideas that I have for it. And then I got to go, well, maybe I can put this into something else, or I don't know what, but it a lot of people see it, because a lot of people do remember it from forever ago, like 13 years ago. And like, it's obviously wasn't in development for all that time, but in a way it was always in here. It was always floating around in the background. And it was always the thing. Like when I made The Binding of Isaac, it was supposed to be dipping my toe in the water to understand roguelikes enough to make Mewgenics. That was
interesting.
That was what I was trying to do, but then that was stopped.
That's crazy, considering what Isaac has become.
Well, Isaac was a 3-month project. Like Isaac was this bite-sized Flash game. Like it was just this thing that I did with Florian, that spawned off of a game jam. That was supposed to be me trying to learn the roguelike genre in order to apply it to a bigger scale game, which would be Mewgenics, which is that now. I mean, I'm literally doing that now. But yeah, it was taken and it was found and it died and it was reborn. And it very much feels like the game itself. The story of the game is the story of the game.
What, as an example, like what is something you learned from Isaac that you're like, this will help me with Mewgenics?
Well, you know how, so Isaac, when I went in, it was just kind of like a bunch of random items in this big giant pool. And you find these items and they combine together. And you don't really have much control over that though. And that allowed me to just go full random with it. Like the power levels of these items go from complete garbage to amazing and game breaking. Because they're random and there's weights to them. So the more rare, crazy ones will only appear once, that sort of stuff. But what I learned from that is like, man, like right when I put the dice in the game and you have the ability to re-roll, there are people out there who are very skilled and understand probabilities and know when to re-roll. And they're kind of really, really soft drafting these items. And I thought that was great, but you can't do that in a game like Isaac because the way the items are balanced is you just pick the best one and then you just always break. Like you are always OP. So it's not going to work for that. But I always wanted to make a game with that kind of structure where you draft multiple abilities that are all the same power level for the most part, except when there's different archetypes. Like if you have an ability that says eat rock, and it says you eat a rock and, you know, gain HP or whatever, you're like, well, how is that? That sucks for me right now. Why would that even matter? But if you had the ability to turn enemies to stone or have the ability to just shit rocks constantly, you could eat those rocks and then it becomes relevant and the power level goes up. So it's this kind of dynamic power level that's really neat. And when you draft in a game like that, it becomes kind of magical and infinite. So I'm pulling all of the crazy amount of interesting item combinations from Isaac into this environment that is more like a Slay the Spire type draft situation or whatever.
Yeah, because I was thinking to myself that I feel like one of the reasons that a lot of other roguelites have trouble sort of meeting Binding of Isaac where it is because there's so much in it at this point. Like, do you feel like making Mewgenics, there was some pressure to put like a shit ton of stuff in it from the get-go?
Yeah, I mean, we talked about that. That was it was an obvious thing where, because I've released other games and people are like, well, that's nothing compared to Isaac. And it's like, oh my God, that's so unfair. Like, Isaac has been in development for forever and it has 720 items. But yeah, Mewgenics has over 950 items and there are over 1,200 abilities. So, and all those abilities can upgrade. And some of those abilities are 2 or 3 abilities in one ability. There's a lot of stuff in this.
Yeah.
So yeah, we kind of just went right at it and said, well, we could do this. We've got 6 years. What else are we going to do?
True.
So with that said, with the idea of, okay, we need to do bigger and bolder and more, Tyler.
Yeah.
How did you even, like, how do you, with that as sort of the mandate, how do you handle that kind of stuff? How do you are like, all right, well, we got to figure this out.
Yeah, that's like the like big like initial like technical challenge of like of this game was just getting all the systems in place to be like, this needs to just have a lot of stuff in it. So like the first year and a half of development was sort of just figuring all that stuff out. There was a certain pandemic that happened right after we started working on this in the tactical. Like right
I heard about that.
Settled on the genre. Yeah, kind of crazy situation. You can look it up on Wikipedia if you don't know about it. I don't know if kids remember that these days anymore. But yeah, that happened right after we started working on it, and kind of slowed a bunch of things down right away. But not that much for me, so I could still just tink away at the base systems of the game and make sure that it won't drive us insane to make a game that has like 1,000 things in it, and that it's capable of doing pretty much anything that we want to do within the restrictions of the game itself. So
from the original version to this version, was all of that? I mean, I'm going to assume no, but how much of the framework of the body of the carcass of the first game has made it into this iteration of it?
I was curious about that too.
Nothing technically.
Yeah, nothing. It's basically the soundtrack is in there, or at least it's in there in some form. We saved all the songs that were written for the original version.
There's like 12 songs. There's like 12 songs from the original, and the character designs from the original, and most of the furniture that ended up in the game that never even was implemented into the prototype, and made it into this game because it was a lot of art. It's a 750 pieces of furniture. So
yeah, so I'm not
redrawing that shit again.
So the song "Got Cat, Let's Fight" and "Tasty Legs and Crispy Thighs" were from the original.
No, Cat Fight was from the original. That was one of the first songs they made. But the other one, the rat song. I
love the rat song. It's really good.
Yeah,
that was the first one they made after we revived it.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Oh, it's great.
We're like, hold on, before we do anything else.
I mean, you've heard "Flush," and that's the one that plays during the Boris fight, which is a fan favorite right now. But people have mostly heard only the first like 5 chapter tracks and stuff, and they get exponentially better as they go.
Amazing.
That's awesome.
The testament to how good the soundtrack is that I have not muted it while working on the game.
Yeah, that's true.
Which is wild because every single game I've ever worked on, after you've heard the same song 6,000 times, you kind of need to just mute it and like put on like background music while working or in testing stuff.
I oftentimes listen to it in the car. The kids request it when we're driving around. It's I'd say, I mean, I know I'm involved in this game, but I will say that the soundtrack is one of the best soundtracks of any video game I've ever played. If you like the Katamari soundtrack, I think it's comparable.
Yeah,
Goofy.
it's
That's very goofy and wonderful.
That's one of the things I think is brilliant about the game. Obviously, I'm only like 5 hours in. I just got through the sewer. Like, there is stuff that I'm sure will happen because each part that I played got exponentially better and there was more stuff going on. But I also discovered how deep mechanically it is. Because like on the surface, it's like wrapped in a silly bow, you know? But underneath, it's the amount of like, oh, well, now I learned a thing that happens while I play. Like a great example is I had a cat. His whole deal was burn. I think it's one of the first ones. It's like, hey, man, you got burn. And then the tutorial's like, more burn. Get the burn on it. And so I was like, oh, well, I understand how that works. So I kept looking for burn things as I was going through because I was like, yo, you can stack that and do some damage. But then I had a cat. Man, there's so much going on here. So to explain as best as I can, you are raising cats, breeding cats, sending them out into the world to do a bunch of stuff. And in doing that, there are classes and abilities, and you can unlock both of those. There are items. You can interact with the environment. There's weird combos you can pull off. And you can also absolutely create the opposite of combos, which is what I'm getting at, which is I was like, burn, let's go, let's do a thing. And then one of my cats had spit. And I had like a 15 stack of burn on this guy and was like, all right, well, I can't hit this thing in range. You know what? I'm going to spit. Spit on the cat, burn disappears. I'm like, son of a bitch. And I learned a lesson that day. And I was like, oh, okay. Water will stop the fire. Gotcha.
The water gets rid of the burn, yeah.
Right. I was like, oh, okay. That's a thing. And it was that kind of like, all right, I'm going to have to figure this stuff out and really start to think about how I play. And that's honestly, I was very impressed with like where this game goes mechanically, because it's a strategy game and there's like a lot to think about more than just like, my cat looks silly and I named him Pooh Face. You know, like there's a whole level to this. And I was, it's one of those things where I can absolutely say that it's going to be one of those, kind of like easy to play, hard to master kind of vibes. And sure. I love it. It's great. I must stress, this game's great.
And there's different levels of humping.
There are.
Cats are on fire. You can also just, spit on them.
Yeah.
Yes.
You can pee on them. You can pee on them. Yeah. I've done it. You can. And if in a pinch, I mean, you're not there yet, obviously, but if there's ever a heat wave and your cats are dehydrated, you could pee on them and that'll stop the dehydration.
You can spit on them.
You can spit on them.
There
if you
are
ever
a lot
get a water
of
bottle and it's empty, you can fill it up with whatever fluid you're standing in.
Yeah, I was talking with you
and then like zap them,
Yeah, no,
if you spit on a bunch of adjacent enemies and then shoot lightning at one of them, it'll arc through them all.
That's so good.
Spoilers.
And if there's a coin in between the wet enemies, it'll conduct through the coin and jump into the next wet unit.
Is that
so
true?
Smart. That's amazing.
And it's also just stuff to kind of discover as you go. There's a lot there with elements, which is funny because what this started as me and Tyler having a conversation. Okay, well, should we do elements like how Pokemon does? Like this beats this and this beats this. This does more damage. And it's like, oh, that's a little boring. And then Tyler's like, well, let's try like kind of what Breath of the Wild did. And then there you go. A living world with all the stuff in it.
Yeah, I had this wild build where one of my cats could teleport into grass. And so as that cat was teleporting into grass, if I caught on fire, I'd be like, so be it. And my fire cat would go to grass, catch the grass on fire, and then walk across fields of grass, making like a fire line. I was like, come on through. And then I'd set brambles on the other side of the fire line, and they just walk in and take tons of damage. And I was like, yes, I'm quite good. Mind you, I'm not quite good because I had one cat, which I mentioned to you. His whole thing, he was my tank. And his whole thing was that he had Russian roulette. And if the Russian roulette went off, he would get a buff. But it never went off, and I never got the buff. He'd always get shot in the head and die. And we go 999, my cat would fall over. And what's crazy is every time a cat dies, they take an injury if you win, and they're like, so this poor cat had bandages, he had a derpy face by the end, he was a mess, and I was like, ooh, I don't know what to do with this guy. So there are a bunch of NPCs that are like, we could use some cats, and I'm like, okay, here you go, man. Take this cat. I don't want this cat anymore. Sent him in the sewer, and he like went away, and I was like, great, all right, let's breed some new cats. There's a lot you can do, but also you can just kind of like, oh yeah, no, that's my weird cat that has no legs now, and he's just a complete mess. And like, it happens. That's one of the things I thought was interesting is that when I played through most battles, I was coming out the end with beat up cats, but I could still continue on. And yeah, there were options of like, that's the hard path if you want to take it. I'm like, no, I'm okay. I'm gonna try just to beat the level. Yeah.
Some people get very tempted by those hard paths.
Oh yeah,
not me.
There's a great deal of temptation in this game where it's like, do I push for this? Do I go here? Do I cut my losses, head back home, cash in? I mean, it allows the player to do whatever they want, whatever they feel comfortable with. My my oldest daughter, who's 10, she plays it a lot. She just beat Chubs and Nubs for the first time last night by herself, which she was very proud of. But she's been kind of living in the first chapters, Junkyard or Alley, maybe Sewers, and she'll usually just cut her losses and come home because what she wants to just breed cats and buy furniture. So all she needs to do is grind chapter 1 over and over and over again, and she's fine, and she knows how to do that. So she does it. I think it's cool that we kind of allow people to do whatever they want to do if they want to do that, or if they want to go hardcore and constantly push their luck. There's a big payoff if you can do it.
Right. I do like cosmetically. I do like how varied the cats can look. Every time I get a new cat, I'm like, what the fuck? The cats can look so completely different from each other.
Yeah, what are the probabilities on that, Tyler? How many cats?
You're the one who did all the stats for them.
It's 200 times the number of pieces, which is
it's 250. You did 250 for each of the pieces.
I did do 250. Cool.
And this is not counting the mutations either, which there's like 100 for each part.
What's the number on that?
It doesn't matter. Many. It's a big number.
I had a cat with like
infinite for a human.
You can only multiply 250 together enough times before the number is the same as.
I had a cat with like a human face at one point. I was like, what is this monstrosity that I've created?
Sounds like a good cat. There must be some good side to that.
I love that.
We do have people who just like breeding the most either fucked up or cute looking cats that they can.
Yeah, it's all there. It's there for you to do.
Ways.
It's you have the freedom to kind of do whatever. It's very, I don't know if you guys ever played Magic the Gathering, but Richard Garfield has kind of like a design philosophy that he likes to build out systems that let people kind of not so much sandbox, but more playground. Like you've got these structures everywhere and you can play on them how you want. And I think we tried to do that as much as possible in this because I want every type of person to play this, and how they play it is you don't have to play it exactly how everybody else plays it. You don't have to play chess. And that's the one barrier that I worry about is when people see a game like this, they think I'm not good at chess, or I get these comments like I'm not smart enough for this, and it's just like no, like you are 100%. And this game isn't chess, and it's not going to make you feel completely alienated. Like it's loose, like you said. You went through killing your cat. Your cat killed itself repeatedly. And you're fine, and you made it out the other end. It's okay. Yeah. The game lets you play loose, experiment, have fun, and still recover if you need to. And so I hope people understand that kind of going in, because I know how alienating turn-based strategy games can kind of look.
Is there so one of the things I noticed in that sort of these poor cats, I like the first run I did. Later on, I had more cats breeding, so it was a little like, okay, things are a little easier. But that first run where you're like, all right, you're doing 4 now. I had the cat that was bred from my 2 starting cats, and that cat was the hard carry. Is that kind of the vibe that the strays you pick up are going to be a little weaker than the ones that's because the one that I had that was bred was like, don't worry, I got this. It was like one-shotting, dude. I was doing great, and all the other cats were consistently just like, meow,
That
like
was
just
not my
struggling to
situation.
get along. I was like, damn.
Yeah, no, it depends
That was
a
not
lot
my
on
situation at all.
you can weigh it with the furniture in your house, or I don't think anybody's actually fully engaged with this yet. But if you have only gay cats in your house, the strays get better.
Oh, interesting.
We had to kind of fill the hole. Oh, that's bad to.
Phrasing.
I'll reword that.
Too late.
We had to
Too
fix. We had to fix the problem when it was like, well, because people would ask, like, well, can gay cats have babies? And the answer is no. Like, gay cats can't have babies with each other. But how do we make this work if people want to have a house full of gay cats? And yeah, the solution was whenever the gay cats get together, another cat of one of the type of cats gets interested and maybe shows up.
Oh,
Gotcha.
So if you got two fighter cats going at it, there's a higher probability that a stray that is gay will show up and also identify as a fighter and maybe have a fighter ability. So it's kind of like this soft way to fix that aspect of the game design.
So you won't there won't be a moment where you're like, I can't breed any more cats. No matter what, there's always a way to get more.
There may be your cats. You might have a run where you've got this champion that is the most crazy thing ever, and all the mutations you've gained, and you're so happy to come home. You come home, and its son kills him during the night. You know what I mean? Like,
Sure.
you don't control this, and unless. So I don't know if you have. I don't know how much you've interacted with Tink, but Tink, if you give him a bunch of kittens, he will give you more information about your cats, and there's a lot of unlocks. And one of those is aggression, and that's an important one to learn because in the beginning of the game, you don't really know which cat is aggressive outside of the fact that 2 cats are fighting. And when 2 cats fight, there's a possibility of nothing happening and they're fine. One of them being injured, both of them being injured, or one of them dying, or even both of them dying. It's low, but if the comfort level of your house is low, which means poop all over the house, dead bodies, it's crowded, you've got no furniture that raises comfort, the cats are going to fight, and they probably will end up killing each other. So, yeah, it's a real life situation. Cats can do that. Cats will do that. Right. What are you going to do? Cats will eat each other when they fight, and then they are starving and they'll eat each other. It's just what cats do.
It's not a great idea in real life to just throw a bunch of cats in the same room together.
That's really what it is. Yeah, while playing. Look, Dodger, I just want to. Dodger, I don't want to say that this is a goof because it's genuinely what I thought. But while playing, I was like, "Oh, this is kind of like Dodger's farm."
What the fuck?
I was like, just a bunch of animals going nuts. I was like, it's Dodger's farm.
What the fuck?
She just
Take
leaves
good
poop
care of
and
our
dead
animals.
bodies
How dare you?
everywhere. Sees what
There's
happens.
not poop everywhere. No, don't do this. I hate this narrative.
They got any weird?
The nice thing is all you have to do is
like a lobster claw on a cow or something.
No, not yet. I'm working on it though.
That'd be good eating. I'd eat that. Is that what does it count as? Is that a
lobster
fish or
one animal?
Ooh, surf and turf right away.
Surf and
Great.
turf. That's what I would name that.
Good.
Yeah. I don't know how to make that mutation like pass down, but I make gangbusters. I do really well with that.
That seems like a Secret of the Ooze situation. You don't want that. You don't. Well, I wouldn't eat the lobster / cow because you're definitely gonna get something. You're gonna grow a claw at that point. That's not good.
You're not even like a little curious.
No, I was gonna say not even a bite, just one bite.
No, I'm all
What's
right.
one bite gonna do to you?
Man crab. Welcome to the podcast, everyone.
Lobsters can regrow their claws, right? Because all crustaceans can regrow.
Really, but kind of, I think.
I think they can.
I think I was reading that they can, but like 60% of them die anyway, so it's not like.
Yes,
but
I think
if we had a cow with a claw, you could just pop off
Cut the
the
claw.
claws,
Yeah,
and then the claws
it would
will
grow
grow
back,
back.
baby.
here's the
Yeah,
problem.
but then you don't get any of the cow. You
Well,
don't
yeah,
get
I was
any
gonna
of
ask,
the steak.
is the claw meat beef?
Yeah, it's got to be. That's the problem. You don't know.
What is it? What is
I
that
guess it
flavor
would-
If it is,
profile?
then there's no point. Then it's not surf and turf anymore. If there's just
No.
beef inside the claw.
I have to imagine it's if it's a
I don't know,
claw,
we'll have to ask.
it's got to be lobster meat. It's in there.
Yeah.
That's growing with
We'll
the
have to
blood
But then
and
is-
the DNA of a
scientists
cow.
on it.
But is the cow all lobster meat then? Just a cow, but lobster
No,
meat?
Just the claw.
Just the claw.
So there's a delineation in the arm of the cow that's cow,
There
cow,
already
cow,
is.
cow, cow,
It
lobster.
becomes lobster.
You're getting into the how does it go from flesh to exoskeleton? I don't
Yes.
even understand that
Yes.
that part.
No, he's
But-
more focused on what's inside.
I just want to know what's
Yeah.
going on inside because in my mind, this could also. I'm rethinking this whole man crab, man lobster situation because
Yeah.
lobsters can live forever technically. They just die because their shell constricts them. So if I had like people that would remove, I assume I have an exoskeleton. Could I continuously grow and live forever and in 1,000 years become sort of man lobster god?
Maybe.
You know what? I'm
This
back
could be the
in.
secret to
Yeah.
immortality is eating the surf and turf cow.
Mutate me. Let's
Yeah.
go. Let's go.
That's your highest chance, honestly.
Yeah. All right. Never mind.
Yeah,
I've
it's
changed.
the
I've
only
changed.
option you have.
I'm in. Let's do this. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
For clarity, I don't have a cow with a lobster claw. I need to make sure that you know that.
And it's very clean.
And our farm is clean. I can't believe you said that.
Look, while playing, the first thought that came to my mind is, I imagine this is like Dodger's farm. Like that's what I thought. No, I don't
like,
know
maybe
He could have a
why.
really
now.
clean house. He could have a really clean house, all very nice. That's
I
probably
need
what
you
he's
guys
talking
to
about.
know that I have every week been telling Jesse horror stories about the farm, kind of on purpose because he has always refused to come visit me. So I was like, fine, I'll just really like make it clear how terrible it would be to visit me. And now my wax wings have melted in the sunshine because now he's turning it around on me.
I'll meet you in the city. We can get lunch, but the farm ain't for me. I get it. We're fine. There's
Because you think
critters
there's poop
there.
everywhere. Because
Yeah.
you think I have a hoarder house full of random animals.
You literally were like, the chicken kept walking in the house the other day.
The chickens do walk in the house.
Well, that's my line. That's why walls exist. I'm like, no chickens. No. You outside, people inside. Those are the rules.
We had a
I have
lady.
chickens. We have 5 chickens.
Do you let them
see?
in the
Yeah.
house?
I don't let them in the house. My wife and children, when they're babies, will bring them in the house. But now they are the babies are old enough now, then they're not allowed in the house. But you know, the whole
The chicken babies.
the chicken baby. I don't know what they're called. Who knows? Chicken babies. The little
Something.
chicken.
No, just not.
They
That's
just
what
need a
everyone calls
name.
them, don't worry.
Eventually they'll get on a name for those things. But yeah, no. There's like that's the whole salmonella thing, right?
Oh, we don't have that in the United Kingdom.
What?
What do
And
you
the chickens
mean?
don't have salmonella in the
What
UK?
kind of propaganda
It's like
are
a
you?
really-
You can just eat raw chicken in the UK.
You can eat raw egg and be fine. Yeah.
Well, you could eat raw
What
egg
do you-
here.
Yeah, we can eat raw egg here.
We can eat-
but,
What do you
raw
mean
chicken.
you don't have salmonella? What are you talking about?
this one.
I mean, I think it's not that it's like eradicated, but I think that it's a small enough country that yeah, we don't have many
Who
cases of
convinced
salmonella.
you of this lie? Who
You can
told
look it
you
up
I
if
thought
you
this?
all
want.
chickens
Feel
have
free to call me
salmonella
out.
in their body.
Feel free to call me out right now. You can look it up if you want.
I don't want to.
No, I refuse.
Nope. Let the chat rage and argue.
The very first thing it says is, yes, salmonella does exist in the UK, and there's been a rise in cases. Probably because y'all think it doesn't exist.
And the rumor keeps being
Information.
spread.
Let this be a lesson.
Let your chickens inside.
Is
Let
there
them
like someone
poop
over there like
everywhere.
espousing the virtue of like raw chicken or whatever? Like, no,
There's-
eat raw
Wait,
chicken.
I'm
It's
confused.
the healthiest.
Why
way
would
to
you
do
get?
it.
Why would you get salmonella poisoning from just a whole ass chicken?
It's in their body. I think chickens have salmonella. It's in their poop. It's in their blood. It's in their meat. So that's why it needs to be cooked.
See, so if you
What I've been told by the internet, I believe it is correct, but that's why people don't have. That's why
I'm
people don't
genuinely
have
worried for you now.
chickens in the house.
I feel like maybe you're just like you're another vector for salmonella now. Like wherever you
she
go,
would have to
others
have
will
her
get it.
hands. Her hands have to be covered in chicken poop, and she has to not wash her hands at all.
That
And then she has
sounds
to
like
eat something.
Neither of
Dodger.
those things are true. Neither of those things are true. I
You always say I love chicken poop, and you like, oh, that's your thing. That's what you're
don't, every
known
day.
for.
I do text you that every day.
Old chicken poo Dodger, they call you on the streets. It's true.
How many
we have
chickens
a-
do you have?
We have 7, and then we have 2 turkeys.
Ooh,
The turkeys are
nice
very
turkeys?
fun. They make are they what?
are they nice?
They are nice. They're very nice. And they make really sweet noises. I didn't think that I would love turkeys as much, but we had geese before.
were
And
those?
the geese sucked ass. So
Yeah.
the turkeys are like amazing by comparison.
Do you have a rooster?
Yes. But he's
Okay,
this
we
big.
can't have
And his
roosters
name's
here.
Hercules.
Is he nice too?
He frantically runs away from everybody. I think because he's so tiny and he's scared.
Oh, that's funny. The alpha rooster that's scared of everything.
Yeah, he's this big. He's a tiny boy, and he crows. And then if you walk toward him, he books it. He runs away.
Yeah, our first batch of chicks were promised that there were no roosters, and one of them was a rooster, and it started to like attack the kids, and
No.
and crow got very protective over the other chickens, so we had to rehome it. But yeah, we are roosterless. We can't have roosters here. They're not allowed in where I'm living. But
Because of
we do
sound.
have- yeah, they are incredibly loud, and it's very obvious. And I
Yes.
don't even think we're supposed to have chickens here, but we're kind of tucked away in like a corner of this little park that we're in, and nobody cares. But there were talks about a goose to replace a rooster because we were getting a few of our chickens got killed by hawks.
Oh, like a guard
and
goose.
yeah, and but I also heard they're very mean. So
They
I don't
are.
know.
They are. We literally raised our geese from like bitty babies. And
That's
we were
cool.
like, see, they're so sweet. They're so lovely. And the second they hit like goose puberty, they were dickheads.
Like monkeys, right? That's why you're not supposed to keep monkeys. They're super nice until they hit puberty, and then all they do is jerk off
Yeah.
and kill you.
Rip your face off or whatever.
You don't want to know what they're doing with the face after they rip it off either. I wouldn't recommend it.
Oh my God.
Geese might do that too. You don't know.
I have no idea if the geese
They
are
would if
jerking
they
off,
could.
honestly, but
Yeah,
they
want
do.
to. They don't have.
hate
They don't
you.
have
Yeah.
the fingers.
Tyler, do you
Why
have
are so
any
angry all the time?
do you have any birds or farm animals in your life?
Not currently, but I did grow up next to farms, so
So
Yeah.
I'm the odd man out here. Okay, fine. I'm the weird one.
yeah.
I didn't have
Yeah,
any
cows,
farm
like,
animals
there was
until recently, but
I had to walk home like a half a mile because my bus stop was that far away from my house growing up, and there was a cow farm on one side of the road, and sometimes the cows would just like follow me as I was walking.
Aw,
That's actually really cute. That's fun.
that's very cute.
Yeah. I wonder what they were thinking though. You know? Like did they follow
They're
this
very
like,
curious.
instinct?
They're curious.
They're big
Yeah, like
dogs.
where are you
Yeah.
going? Let's go. Hey, check this guy out. Where's
Yeah,
this
pretty
where's
much.
this guy going? Come on, everyone. And they just all start following you?
Yeah, until they hit the fence and they can't follow me anymore.
One of them was like, "Meow," just reaching out, hoping.
In my hometown, occasionally cows would just be in the road, and everybody would just have to stop
they
until
just stand there.
the literal cowboys showed up to get the cows out of the road.
Cows aren't the smartest animals.
Yeah.
The cowboys, which like, it's like you're living a great life that I just do not understand. You lived a movie. The cowboys would show up and help wrestle them critters, take them home.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, like I mean, we had a park in my town. That was pretty cool.
No,
Saw a
you
lot
got to
of
you got to do
birds.
fun Goonies shit, like hop on your bike and ride your bike for
Yo,
3
we did do
hours.
Goonies stuff. That's true. We were full on Goonies as kids. We would we'd ride our bike into places where my dad had to come and get us, and he'd be like, "You could have died," and we're like, "Yeah, it was awesome." So yeah, all right. No cows.
It's really weird to me being a child of the 80s and having that experience exactly. And then having kids, and the idea of like my oldest, who's 10, walking around the block is petrifyingly awful for me.
Yes.
And I used to be unaccounted for the whole day in the woods. Like every day at fucking 7 and 8. Like, I don't know.
I would just go spend it. There was a period during one summer where I found there was an arcade/pizza place roughly 16 miles away. And I'd get on my bike and I'd go there and I'd get a small pizza and play the Ninja Turtles in Time game all summer long. And I come back, and finally at a certain point, my parents finally asked me, they're like, "Where have you been?" And I was like, I went to this arcade. And they're like, "That's across the highway. What are you doing?" I was like, "Oh, I'm playing arcade. I'm getting a pizza." And they're like, "Don't lie to us." I'm like, "I'm not lying. That's what I've been doing." Like, "Are you on drugs? What are you doing? Where are you spending your days?" I was like, "That's literally what I've been doing, guys." And they're like, "All right, we're watching you." I was like, "No, you aren't. Yeah, I don't know what the hell you're doing, but you're not watching me."
Yeah. It is weird, isn't it? Like the complete difference. My dad had a horn on one of the trucks that was like a, you know, and if I was missing for too long, he would just hit that horn a few times to see if I like emerged from somewhere. And you're right. The difference, because I have a 7-year-old, the difference is like so crazy because like, yeah, of course she could go outside and play, but I'm also like, but I want to know where you are. Like, I want to know what you're doing, you know?
Maybe it's because we know that was actually frightening and not appropriate. So we're like, oh, I'll apply that. I'll apply the knowledge that I've learned of like, oh, how many times I could have been completely just trapped somewhere no one would have ever known. I used to go up, my friends and I, when I was a young teenager, like I would say like 13, would find giant manholes or storm drains and just go up in them as far as we possibly could. Nobody with lighters, burning our thumbs the whole way through. What the fuck? No one knew what we were doing. We were going deep under the fucking city, like venturing out. It was like, well, whatever.
There was
clever.
There was this place that we all called Steel Buffalo. I don't know why, because some kid in like 11th grade told us that's what it was called. And we would like all go down. It was straight up just a giant storm drain that had a bunch of spray paint on it. And we would explore it like it was the greatest adventure in the history of our 13-year-old lives. And we'd come in there. There was always the one kid who definitely smoked, so he always had the lighter, and he'd lead us like he was Indiana Jones. And we'd be in there just like, what's this? And we'd always be terrified because like, what if we saw a person in there, right? It was never like there's a monster or whatever. It was like, there could be someone living here. We got to be careful. And so it was always just a storm drain. There was nothing in it, but we went deep underground. It was crazy. Yeah. And then we come back and our parents would be like, "So what'd you do today?" And we're like, "Nothing." That's what it was.
Yeah. The life of an 80s child.
Yeah.
I just wander into the woods.
By
find like rusted cars and stuff. Well, the block I grew up on, it was like a mile on each side. So it was like a square mile and most of it was woods. So you could walk out into the woods and just walk around for a while. And like all the neighbors would like shoot guns into the woods as well, which was also like
you were dodging.
You don't want to surprise anybody. You don't want to come out too hot out into somebody else's property.
I feel like there's a moment in your life where you get hit with information that changes your childlike perspective on the world? Like the woods, like I used to love the ocean, and then I watched way too many shark documentaries, and now I'm like, I'm not even going in there. That place is terrible. The woods, I used to love to go camping and love to do all this stuff until one time, senior year of high school, we had like this whole fun camping thing, and it was one of those like, I hope this girl kisses me when we go camping, right? It was one of those things, and it was a huge group, and as we're setting up the tents, like 5 or 6 dudes wander out of the woods, and they're like, so y'all camping? And we were like, and at that moment I was like, nah, there's woods people. I'm not even, the woods are dangerous. There's people in the woods. I don't like this.
Yeah.
Now everything's ruined for me.
Enough, those woods people were probably thinking, I want to kiss this. They had the same motive.
Not a fan. I was like, no, I can't. Everything's ruined for me because I just know too much now. I'm like, there's a slight chance I will vanish in those woods, which ruins the fun of everything. I can't, like, the farm. Yeah. I'm like, no, I can't go on your farm. I'm going to get mega salmonella poisoning from you now. So I can't do anything. Everything's ruined for me.
I'll start washing my hands. Please visit me.
All right, I'll do it.
I do wash my hands, guys. I promise I wash my hands. Oh my goodness.
So when you're not full on in-game dev and doing your thing, what is like what are you doing for fun? You playing games, you reading, you watching the TV? Is there a favorite show or book you're into?
I'm trying to do the same. I try to live like a human. It's hard. What I do is I sacrifice being a father. I push the father part away, and then I reward myself with fun stuff still. No, I experience tremendous guilt. Today's Friday. So Tyler and a few of my friends are going to come over, and Tyler, we're gonna try Feast for Odin. That's a new board game. It's not a new board game. It's a new board game.
Do I need to watch a video to learn how to play this one?
No. It's not as crazy as it looks.
Okay.
So we play board games on Fridays, and then Saturday, Tyler also, we're going to play Cube. So we're playing Magic on Saturday. 8 people come over and we play Magic, specifically a powered vintage Cube. We do that a lot. Me and my wife play a lot of pinball. I have a large pinball collection, so we play a lot of pinball, go to antique stores, drive around in a golf cart with our kids playing music. That's probably one of the most common pastimes. I don't know. Watch bad movies. Judge Judy, the new season of latest Judge Judy's up.
Judge Judy's still on?
Absolutely.
Bless her.
Oh, yeah.
Judge Judy's still alive? What the hell?
Oh, yeah. She's just as sharp as she always has been and just as beautiful. That woman is amazing. I love Judge Judy. I love Judge Judy.
She's outlasted all the other judges. Remember that everyone had a judge, and Judy was like, I'm still gonna be here. Good for her.
She's hardcore. She's hardcore.
Yeah.
Yeah. Lots of stuff. I collect a bunch of crap and hoard it around the house, and
who doesn't?
Watch like I said, my wife and kids have the chicken hobby, and I watch that. I don't interact as much. I watch it.
You swirl your drink.
Yes. No, I look outside and then I close my shade.
Well, we don't get to talk about board games super often. Is there like a board game that you would pitch to people if you were like, oh, you want to play a board game? This one's really good.
Tyler, you pitch.
I wouldn't pitch any of the games we play to like normal people.
Dang.
Okay, I don't
assume our audience isn't normal. Yeah. Assume they're a complete mess. Yeah.
The ones we played recently, Root is very fun.
What is Root?
Root is fun.
Yeah.
What is Root? Good. Has everyone played that but me? What is that?
It's an asymmetrical war game where you play as like little critters from cartoon animals.
Yeah, each person has each character is like their own faction with their own goal and own way to win, which is wild. It's not evenly balanced either, but there's the fun in that. Someone who's like, this is the character who's not good at winning, I'm just gonna fuck with people.
It's just fun. It's just it's very reminiscent of this is going to alienate people even more. It's reminiscent of like Magic Commander. If you play Commander,
Okay.
Everybody got a unique deck, and there's politics. So like usually somebody's deck will be so strong and it'll be so obvious they're going to win that everybody kind of dogpiles on that person to counterbalance. It feels a lot like that. It's cool. It's a good game, and we've only played the 4 main factions that it comes with.
Is it
but
kind of like
there's a lot there?
Other ones,
They're all
right? Separately.
They all play differently, so they all have to put time into figuring out how they play.
Each is a new game to learn.
That's the thing that we're light on right now is time. So
is it kind of like the game Armello?
I've never played Armello.
Not really.
No. All right.
No,
yeah, Armello
because
is
in
one
Armello,
of those. There's different factions, and each one plays a little differently, and you take over. But it's a like a PC game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
it's more like
it's not just that they play differently, but they're completely different.
Yeah.
Like one of the characters is manipulating pieces on the board to try and control territory, and one of the characters is literally one person who moves from space to space to fuck with people.
Interesting. Oh, that sounds fun.
Yeah.
It's good.
And so yeah,
Yeah.
you're not only keeping track of like how you are meant to be playing, but you also have to remember what everybody else's goals are and how they play to not fuck yourself over on your turn. So yeah, it's a lot to remember. That really is the hardest part.
You win with victory points, but everybody has a different way they're gaining them. There's a traditional way too, because there's like a main game where like you're killing each other and destroying things, and when you destroy stuff, you get points. But then there's the sub goal of like every faction having a completely unique thing, and there's like really fun rules to them too. Like there's these birds that are kind of like OCD, and they need to do things in a very specific order. And if they don't, they go into chaos. They behead the person in charge, and then they have to put somebody else up for the new rule. And then it changes the strategy of how you play a little bit too, which is neat because they're a very, very strong snowballing faction that everybody has to pay attention to and keep them in check because they will win if not. And that's kind of how it works for most of them, except for the Vagabond, who never seems to win, but is very fun to play.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then what else? What was the one we've been playing recently is like Moon-based Blood Shatter. Well, do you remember the full name of that game? It's a newish game.
Moon Colony Bloodbath. Moon Colony Bloodbath.
What is that?
That was
besides what it sounds like.
It's simpler than it sounds. It's a fairly simple game. And it's recent, and I'm sure that it will get a lot better with expansions because there's a lot of space to go. But
but basically you're colonizing the moon, and so it's like an engine builder. So like you're building like this engine of different buildings that give you different attributes, and then you choose different like resource gaining actions or building actions, and it's like, oh, everything's great, and there's like a deck that's playing out randomly how the days are going or the years or whatever it is, and then at the midpoint of the game everything starts going terribly and everyone starts dying from these robots that are out of control that are murdering everybody, and you have an idea of what's going to happen because the deck is always the same. So like you're going through and you're like, okay, well, we know that this food bot is going to turn people into food pretty soon here. So we can plan ahead and be like, well, I don't need to gain food resource because this guy's going to chop up my people, but also a shitload of people are going to die. And then the once one colony collapses, the game ends and the person who had the most people in their colony wins. It's a pretty unique game.
Okay.
But there's no player turns. Like the deck just goes through and affects everybody the same way.
Yeah. So symmetrical turns is fun. Like that's a good design.
There's like no downtime waiting for somebody to make their decisions on their turn. It's just there's 4 work cards in the deck that when they show up, that's when everybody gets to choose what action they want to take, like draw cards, build buildings, or get resources or stuff. And that one's been pretty fun. It's like it plays out in a surprising way where you're like building up your population. The robots kill off your population, but when there's enough robots in the deck, you can't like build up your buildings anymore. So you have to sort of switch into survival mode where it's like, all right, well, I don't need any of the resources to build new buildings. I just need people to feed to these robots to survive as long as possible.
Gotcha.
And it doesn't. There's not a hard cutoff point in the game for that. It just sort of, at some point, there's too many robots in the deck, and that's when you have to adjust. And it's interesting.
So it just snowballs and gets worse and worse.
Play?
Not long.
Oh, it's pretty
Those
quick,
go pretty
actually.
fast.
Which is
Is it?
45 minutes?
It sounds like it would take a while.
An hour?
Oh, yeah.
It's
No,
shorter
it's
than
a
that. I think you could do it in like a half hour.
You can do it pretty fast. The cool thing is you can actually beat the game together, which is neat. Like, it's not that common in a competitive game where you can be like, okay, let's try to do this cooperatively and not fucking die.
Right.
Like, let's keep this guy alive. And you can do that. We did it once. Did we not do it once, or was that when we were playing
I survived to the end, but that was before we realized that it's supposed to end when one person dies.
Yeah, when one person dies, yeah. But it's possible.
Yeah.
It's cool to like kind of shoot for it too. Like if you get far enough and it's like,
Yeah,
oh,
like
let's
you
just
could
try to
make it be a co-op game if you want.
Yeah. But we play a lot. We play a range of board games that come and go.
Man.
I mean, really, playing board games and especially tabletop games like D&D and stuff really inspired Mewgenics. It does feel more like a board game than a traditional video game, I think, personally.
Yeah, it's noticeable that you can definitely tell there's a lot of like I don't want to say board game-esque mechanics because there's a lot of video game stuff in it, but you can tell there's a lot of things that comes from like, oh, we play a lot of games that require a lot of thought and like planning as you're going ahead with. It isn't just like, where am I going to move this cat? It's a little more towards like XCOM-y levels of thinking when you're playing.
For sure.
That's cool. Dukes, can I really quickly just tell you two things? So I finally beat Revenge on Golddiggers, which, if you are not aware, gentlemen, is one of the craziest games that has ever existed in the history. So there's been a series of Chinese FMV games that have come out lately. The first one that we played was Road to Empress, where the whole premise is you're trying to survive in like a Game of Thrones-esque imperial court in China, which it's very fun. And then
this is a game?
Oh yes, but it looks like a TV show. It has high production value.
Yeah, isn't that crazy? That's why we played it originally. We were like, "What is the production value on this FMV? This is crazy."
So Revenge on Golddiggers is like
them.
a game where essentially, and it's insane, there is a cabal of the league, basically a league of gold diggers who live in a castle and are attempting to bilk dudes out of money. And the main character's like, I too had money taken from me one time by this girl. But anyway, I'm going to marry the same girl. It's one of the craziest games we've ever played. Anyway, his whole thing is, I'm going to like bring this cabal down. And then over the course of 7 chapters, there's murder, mobsters, like at some point someone has to flee on a cargo ship. There is like, it's one of the craziest things I've ever played. I don't know how to even explain it, but what I do know is when I finally got to the end, Dukes, everyone told me you got the best ending. I did not. I got an ending where my main character sat next to the tomb of the woman he loved, her grave, and was like, what have I done? My entire life has been a mess. Oh, and then the game was like, game over. I'm like, what do you mean? That's my ending? And
wait, to be fair, I did tell you last time that we talked about this, I did tell you that when I got to the end of the game, I was like, nah, I'm not having that. And I went back and changed stuff to get the ending I wanted.
What's crazy is there's one ending. I too was like, all right, well, I'm going to go back. And so keep in mind, it just said his love interest was dead. And he's like, the other ending I got was an ending where everyone got screwed. His friends, all the bad guys, everyone got screwed except for him.
Everyone was dead or in jail.
Yes, except for him. And he was like, what did it cost me? What have I done? And then a guy grabs his shoulder and is like, come with me. And you end up in a scene with the woman you thought was dead. And she's like, actually, I orchestrated this all. I love you. And it's like, happy ending. I was like, that's not a happy ending. What the hell is this game? What is this? I've never.
Is it a choose your own adventure?
Yes.
How does this play?
Yes, you're making
Basically.
choices.
But-
There's a map of all the different choices, and everything kind of builds upon itself.
How long is like a gameplay session?
Oh man, it
gosh.
was, in order to do all 7 chapters, it took me, I would say, 8 hours. There's
Wow.
like you're doing a lot of
That is like a season of TV, then, isn't it?
yes.
That's crazy.
Road to Empress took me 7.5 hours.
Road to Empress
and
is a
then-
genuinely brilliant game, except because everyone's trying to kill you and screw you over. You feel like you have to be your worst self in order to win. Which I did.
How big of a
I
download is this? Is this like a crazy file size with all the possible videos?
Which one are you looking at?
There's the Revenge of the Golddiggers one that you're.
Oh man, that is it's not big, I don't think. It's
To
it's like
see.
both of these are incredible games, but then Dukes, I played a demo for one that is a Japanese FMV game. And when I tell you
Okay, what's it called?
the difference between a Japanese and a Chinese FMV are like hyper serious. Like, this is the most serious thing you're ever going to play. It is a drama. The Japanese one I played, called Roommates, Romance, and Ringing Hearts, is a game where not
there
only is
is.
everyone absolutely goofy, all the characters are silly. It's like an anime, but live action. And at one point, you are staring at them from, like, you have a top-down view of the apartment. So it isn't just you're making choices. You have a top-down view of the apartment, and you have to help your roommates clean the apartment in mini games. But the main girl, who's your best friend from childhood, she moves around as you click things, and they gamified it to the point where this poor actress is like moving like this between locations, and her feet are like
Dream job.
It's crazy. I
That's
laughed the
so
entire
funny.
time. Everything about it's and then you go your job interview. It's one of those things where it's like they clearly wanted to add gamification to an FMV game. So you go to a job interview, and the woman doing the job interview is like, I need to know a lot about you. First off, what does this say? And she holds up a thing, and you have to like determine what it says. And then she's like, what about this? And it's one of those dual image things where what's the difference between them? And you have to figure out the difference as a timer slowly going down. And I'm like, how dare they? What is this game? It's your best friend is like this guy who's like, oh, geez, I don't know. It's college and there's lots of girls here. You'll love it. It's the goofiest thing in the world. I can't believe I had time to play both those this week. It's FMVs, man. They're back, baby, and weirder than ever.
I'm excited.
Yeah. Then my late night game. This is the winner. Super Fantasy Kingdom. Shout out to Super Fantasy Kingdom. It is a roguelike game where you run a kingdom and you have to build roads and recruit people and get heroes. And it's very, it's like a kind of pixely looking, super chill vibes. But you essentially have a small kingdom that you start with, and you have to, harvest wood, get stone, that kind of thing. You have to recruit units. You have to build out your kingdom as you play, and then every time it restarts, whatever you built will still be there, like road-wise. But then you have to start building all the, have to recruit the people again. You have to like do all the things. But the more you build out, the more you will find, every time I restart now, I have one more wood, or every time I restart now, I have one more peasant who will join me, or I will get another berry. And then you can keep building and building and building. And it's just such a chill vibe game. Big fan. Absolutely love it. I would recommend it highly for those of you who like a less stressful roguelite experience. And then the opposite. In the world of horror, I got to this week go to Blumhouse and play their newest Crisol, which is I'm trying to think. It's like BioShock, but not. It's much more horror, but it's Bioshock.
What is it called?
Crisol, Crisol. And it is about a weird, like, almost eldritch island in Spain. And you go there as someone who, like, is a member of this religion of the sun. And you are there to figure out what's going on the island. And all the people gone. And in their place, these, like, if you ever went to a Catholic church and there's statues.
Never been to those. Never, no idea.
And there's like, not like Jesus, but like there's other statues of saints or whatever. And like
saints and things. Yeah.
Imagine those, but they are walking, like stumbling towards you like zombies. And when you shoot them, you can blow off kind of like Dead Space. You can shoot off an arm, but they'll still come for you. And there's tons of them, and they're all trying to kill you. And at the same time, there's a giant robot monster thing, clockwork monster that has like almost a Virgin Mary face. And it's like, I'm coming to get you. And we'll like stomp around and you can't kill it. You're running from this damn thing. But when all that's going on, the fun mechanic of it is that every weapon you have is a relic of some sort, but the relics are powered by blood. So you are giving your blood to these weapons. So when you reload, it isn't you're putting bullets in, you're squeezing your hand into the hilt of the gun, and spikes are going in your arm and you're bleeding into it. Or if you have a sniper rifle, you're jabbing your hand into side of like where you're cocking it, and you're using the blood to it's crazy.
This game releases on our release date.
Oh, yeah.
Does it really?
Yeah.
It is a wild experience.
It looks like Bioshock mixed with Lies of P.
Yeah, that's exactly. It's like it plays like Bioshock. It has a very Bioshock vibe to it. It's wild. It's a wild game. I'm very curious because it operates in a space that's like it's horror, but it's also gunplay. So it isn't quite horror, and it isn't quite like a full-on run and gun game. So I'm really curious where that lands with people who love horror but don't like fighting, and people who like fighting but don't like horror. You know what I mean? It's like this weird amorphous
How much
space.
of it did you get to play?
Maybe like
do you
2
feel like you got a really
total.
good idea of how the game in general is?
Yeah. Oh, it has the same vibe as like a Resident Evil where, okay, in order to get through this thing, I need to turn this pipe. But I need to find the blue pipe because I need the blue pipe. So in order to get the blue pipe, I have to go do all these things. And then I find the blue pipe. And after an hour, I can finally turn the blue pipe and then get through the level. It's like that kind of experience, which is, again, very Resident Evil coded. Super interesting. It was a wild experience. But yeah, that's what I did this week. I was pretty thrilled by all those things.
I've only got a couple of new things that I can bring up. I was sponsored to play a game called Mio. So just making everybody aware, I was paid, but this game is gorgeous. It's a Metroidvania, and you play as a little android named Mio, and it's just beautiful. It's a lovely game. It gives you double jump right from the get-go, which is awesome. And
Heroes
you're basically
is what that is. That dev team, Heroes.
Yeah. You're in like this entirely robotic world. It's implied that there are like systems that are named after body parts. There's like the heart and the spine, and but there are all of these different robotic systems that are keeping a vessel of some kind afloat. Is it like space or is it in like a boat? I'm not sure yet.
Gotcha.
I'm not sure yet.
Looking at screenshots, I can't quite tell.
Yeah, but it's in the story. It seems that all of these different pieces are either losing power or have lost connection with each other. So the vessel is dying, basically. You are some sort of rare model, a chosen one model, right? And you are basically trying to reactivate or find the problem in each area. So it's lovely. It feels really nice to play. I've really liked it so far. I was surprised because I feel like it's become kind of expected in these games that when you die, you have to go like retrieve your body or an item or you leave something behind that you have to go back and get. This game doesn't bother with that, which I was actually so happy about. It's like, oh, that's kind of nice to not have to go do that. So in the game, you collect like this. I just kept calling it juice, but I can't remember exactly what it's called. It's basically when you like destroy other robots and things, you like slurp up this weird juice that comes out of them. And when you die, instead of it just being left behind, that juice, you have the option while you're playing to like put it back into systems that need to be recharged. If you die and you didn't use that juice to like upgrade yourself or do whatever, it just automatically goes back into the system. So it's not wasted. It's not left behind. You can't use it for upgrades or like go grab it again, but like it's not wasted, which is nice.
What do you mean the system?
So like at the start of the game, you start in the spine, and the like creature that represents the spine is like, we've lost our juice, basically. So as you're playing, you can go back and be like, would you like juice? And he goes, yeah, I would love some juice. If I die, if I go fight a mini boss and he beats the shit out of me and I die, it'll be like, sorry, all of your juice went into the spine to help the spine. You can't have it back, but thank you for the donation, basically.
Oh, so, all right, you gave juice to the spine. Sure. No, yeah. So you gave juice to the spine. Then what?
I gave juice to the spine. Then what do you mean? Then what? Then you keep playing. And
right,
I don't
but
have to go back and get juice.
What does giving juice to the spine get you?
It will bring that system back online.
And what does that get you?
Well, with the spine, at least, it gives you a map because the spine is connected to everything. So the spine is able to show you where you are in
That's cool.
In the world.
All right. That checks out.
I don't
That's
know
fun.
what that gets you in the other areas because I haven't been there yet, or I haven't like found the like core part of those systems.
So if you give juice to like the
spine,
stomach,
that's what you get.
maybe you can slurp up more juice. And if you give juice to the eyes, maybe you can see where juice is. Maybe it's all juice related.
It's juice all
Did
the way down.
Capri Sun fund this game is what I'm asking.
Maybe.
Is this Mott's? No, Mott's is sauce. What is the juice brand?
Mott's also does apple juice.
Mott's
yeah.
does apple juice? Great. Shout out to
They
Mott's,
also do
wherever they're
apple
at,
cider.
man.
They do little apple cider packets. So
I don't think I've said the word Mott's in
relevant.
25
Super relevant
years.
to everybody.
Yeah. All right, cool. Great.
anyways, it's beautiful. If you love Metroidvanias, it's a gorgeous game. And I really like the world building that they do in it is really interesting. And like, I have the same questions, like, are we in space? Like, what is specifically going on? Is the vessel alive? It's unclear. So, yeah, I really enjoyed that. I did finish what is available of Deltarune. Had a fantastic time with that game. Again, there's 4 chapters out of potentially 7 or 8. It's unclear how many there's going to be. And I naively was like, well, now I can finally unfilter those tags. I've been filtering Deltarune stuff from every feed in all corners of the internet for so long that I was like, oh, I'm free. Now I can like look at fan art and shit. I'm so excited. And it turns out that the other ways to play the game are so wildly different and wildly different things happen that I've wound up spoiling myself on shit anyway, even though we finished playing it. So.
Is there any juice related gameplay in that?
In Deltarune?
Yes. If you say yes, I'm going to lose my
I don't remember.
mind. So potentially juice related.
I'm trying to remember if any of the healing items that you get in any of the worlds are juice. Probably. There might be juice.
We're
Every
saying
game could
juice,
use a little
right? Like you
juice.
drink juice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Making
Sure. Yes.
Making sure that's clear for anybody just tuning in now.
right. Anyone who's coming in without context, we were talking about specifically Mott's apple juice, sponsoring sponsoring Geekenders.
If next episode we have those little boxes, then you'll know it paid off, baby. We really did it. Shout
We
out to
just have to
Mott's.
escalate until they actually reach out and go, "What are you doing?"
Please stop. Yeah, they'd be like, we actually don't
Please
like this. Stop. Yeah.
Yeah, we just have to say something like kind of inflammatory every episode, and eventually they have to reach out and be like, "Please stop.
No.
We don't want to be associated with you."
So what is so
Force
Is that
the response.
toxic?
very. So when it comes to like, you know, we've been goofing and talking about games and stuff, and that's like literally what our job is. But like your job is making a game. What is the next 2 weeks look like for you? Like, where are you going right now? Besides hanging out and playing board games tomorrow and doing whatever, like, what is about to happen for you? Because I know it's going to be crazy, right?
What's on your list, Tyler?
Well, I mean, there's work stuff. Most of the remaining work is related to localization, because we have translations coming in for a couple of languages, so I got to make sure those are all working right and give features that localizers need. Like, I don't know, Germans all got all those weird like squiggly S's or whatever. You gotta make sure that they word
like a mile long.
The word, yeah, that's the thing. Is like, you think
Worst.
like I went into this knowing we wanted to localize the game into German and knowing that the German words are really long, and I was unprepared for how long the German words are. The German word for mana regeneration is mana regeneration without the space in it.
Oh, well, there you go.
Wait,
And they're
what?
like, this is long, this is wider than the text box, and it's like breaking mid-word. I'm like,
Yeah, if you had to rank the bad things that Germans did, their language and how long their words are,
That'd
would
be number
up top.
one. Yeah. I think we all can
It's,
agree.
obscene.
yeah.
Yes. Without
That
a
is
shadow
something that
of
I
a doubt.
never would have thought of, though, is like having to take translations into account for like text boxes.
I remember having to translate to
Yeah.
German for Super Meat Boy, and there's like barely any words in it, and like one of them was just like a button, the name of a button, and it was like jump or something, and it was this word that went across the screen, and I'm just like, whatever. Like any self-respecting German is not playing this in German, because there's the language doesn't matter. You're just pressing a button to jump, but it's insane because we had to do all that stuff to get it on Xbox Live. So it was just like this insane word going across the bottom of the screen, pointing to a button. Just like
The amount of different variations of jump is crazy, but shout out to boy, Hin Überspringen.
There you go. There you go. See,
Yeah.
it's not hyperbole. It's the worst thing that Germans have ever done is their language.
But you can just shorten it to springen, which I do. I like springen a little bit better than jump.
Springin's pretty cute.
Springen's pretty
I
good.
like springin.
Oh, what are you doing? Just
Sadly, our
springing.
localization team didn't give me the option for that. And,
Yeah. Well, this is the first game that we've made where it's like you can't play the game if you can't read it, so it makes it.
Yeah.
yeah, it's kind of important.
So that we were planning for that from the start, and I think we did it. We did a pretty good job of it. There were some times where it's like I have to spend 2 weeks reading tooltips and making sure that they're like no typos or no like that.
Yeah,
Like
that's a
just to
lot of work.
prepare for sending all that to localizers, and then localizers requesting things like I want non-breaking spaces. It's like, okay, all right. I thought I covered everything, and then they're just
Of
asking
course,
for more
anything
stuff.
for you.
Yeah, yeah. And like we haven't even started on like Chinese or Japanese languages that have non-Latin characters. That's going to come after launch, because that's another whole thing. You got to
I
find
can
like
imagine
handwriting
custom font
fonts
for
for. Yeah, we can't do it.
Yeah.
We can't. All of the fonts
Not drawing
in the game
those.
right now we're custom made, but we're absolutely not gonna like draw our own simplified Chinese font.
Right.
So we have to just find some that look okay, which is we don't have the time to do that right now, but we will do it after launch.
How many languages are you doing pre-launch?
We are doing eFigs and Brazilian Portuguese, which would be English, French, Italian, Spanish, German, and then Brazilian Portuguese. Those are the ones that they're working on right now. I'm pretty sure we're going to have all of them in by launch. They seem to be on track.
That'd be fantastic.
Do you ever find that so the game has a lot of jokes in it. Do you ever find that translation-wise, you might have to explain it in a different way based on the translation?
We have a whole thing.
They ask us questions in a spreadsheet. There's one of our abilities is named Suck, S-U-C-C, and there's a translation note that's just like, can you explain this, please?
Oh, no. You must get asked that a lot.
Usually we just say it's a reference to something, and then they just translate it as literally as they possibly can, or they don't translate certain words because, it's an English thing or whatever. But I'm sure that whatever humor doesn't hit will hit in a different way when it's translated.
Yeah.
Sure.
I think sometimes if it's a joke, they will just do a different joke in a different language. But I'm not sure. There's a lot of text in this game, and I don't speak any of the other languages, so I can't. Yeah,
who knows? They could be saying anything they want.
We'll be waiting to see how fans react to.
Just putting a lot of trust.
These languages that we can't double check ourselves. Yeah,
we're gonna find out eventually, though. We'll find out.
Yeah, I'm 100% sure that people are gonna be like, this translation is like this doesn't mean what it meant in English or whatever. It's like, all right.
Yeah, there's a great deal of wordplay in most of the NPC dialogue stuff, and I have no idea how they're going to do that.
That must be such a hard job.
Even some of the names are wordplay, and it's kind of like, all right, can we get away with that?
We're not changing the cat names because there's 13,000 of them right now.
Oh my god!
Not in game, right? Currently in game, there's like 6,000 or 7,000, but I've been filtering the. We did a survey where people could enter cat names, and there's another like 6,000 that are 6,000 or 7,000 that are going to get added once the community. I posted this publicly to the community because I'm like, you guys got to double check these names. I can't check 14,000 names manually. I'll miss stuff.
So much trust. You guys have so much trust in so many people.
So I posted in the Discord where our fans were like, well, the fans want this because they were already keeping, like, every time a new name would show up in like a video, they would add it to their own spreadsheet being like, these are the confirmed names for the game. So may as well just give them the whole list and say, hey, flag any weird ones. And they've found some sneaky ones that would have been hard to catch manually.
Tyler,
like,
I don't think I told you, but
this means a slur in Russian or whatever.
Oh yeah, that's good.
It also means bones in Spanish. So,
Tyler, I don't think I told you, but I think every single day I get an email, a really sad email saying, I missed the cat submission name thing. Can you please add my cat's name? She died. And it's just like, oh my God. Yeah, but luckily, almost every one of those was already on the list. So it's fine. Perfect. They're all common names.
I get, since I posted it publicly, they're categorized male, female, or neutral. And I get people being like, yeah, I submitted this name and it was supposed to be a male name, but you put it as neutral and the name's like Churro or something. It's like, okay, well, that's technically a neutral name. You can name a female cat Churro. Like, it's not, like, more than one person probably submitted that name. So it's probably categorized.
But my cat Potato Chip is a girl. So Potato Chip has to be a girl name in your game.
Yeah. I've had, like, there's a bunch of character names in there, and someone was flagging, I think Samus was in the neutral list. They're like, this is a female name because the character's female. I'm like, no, the entire point of that name is that it's a neutral sounding name. Like, that is the reason why she was named that.
I was there when the texts were written.
That was a very intentional thing, was that they wanted you to be confused. Or they wanted you to think that it was a man, and then at the end of the game, they'd be like, oh, you're playing as a girl.
Plot twist.
Plot twist. That was a huge plot twist back in the day.
It was.
Yeah.
I'm really hung up on the fact that someone's like, in this game, where you breed and fight cats and they get really beat up, if you could put my dead cat in that, I'd be really happy.
Yeah.
Like, I can't get over that.
Like, people do want, like... That's why we don't let people rename the cats. Because when you get a cat that just happens to have the name of like one of your childhood pets who's been gone for a while, you treat that cat differently. Like you'll be like, oh shit. You'll like put it in its own room and make sure that it's like comfortable and be like, you don't have to go out on an adventure.
Yeah, you're the house cat.
People do this.
Be safe.
Yeah.
It cracks me up. It's like, I know I have to fight these cats, but like, just name one after my, like, it's sweet, but also absolutely crazy. Like that cat is going to have bandages and a weird eye and like a limp leg at some point. Like, all right, man, whatever makes you happy, I guess.
It's pretty cool that we were able to do that though. Like actually just let people submit stuff and, cause you know, they get to be part of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They love that.
Cause they also put their own names in, you know.
Oh yeah, no, they're clearing out all the usernames. I told them to flag the ones that are obviously like usernames. Like Cool Gamer 45 or whatever. I'm like, yeah,
right.
Probably don't want
Big
a
Dig
cat.
is 420.
What do you mean? My cat's name is X Sephiroth X. What are you talking about? Yeah.
Yeah, I think we literally had to remove one that had like 3 X's at the start. And 3 X's at the end.
Hey guys, can I run to the bathroom real quick?
Yeah, of course, go for it.
Yeah. I'll mute my mic and I'll be
quick. Fine. We all wanted to hear, but like, okay, it's cool. Yeah. So aside from going through all of the names and doing all that stuff, are there any checks or anything that you is this just kind of like, all right, we're here? Or are you at the point where, you know, gameplay wise, we are where we are and we'll deal with it after we get more feedback from players?
For like balance or for like bug fixes and stuff?
Like bug fixes and that kind of stuff. Yeah.
For bug fixes, I have a thing that will run the game at like rapid speed, like 20,000 frames per second, something like that.
Oh my god!
And it'll put enemy AI on the player cats and just load random levels, configure the cats randomly, and then run the game on repeat overnight. And then it'll tell me every time that it crashed or soft locked in the morning.
That's really smart.
My computer has been on continuously, not sleeping for the last like 4 weeks, just doing this every single night because I mean, why I should just be running it constantly, and then in the morning I get a couple of bugs. And lately it's been usually nothing. Like it's been going through the whole night without crashing or soft locking. Today it reported one issue, and I told Ed about this, but it is probably the biggest spoiler thing that I can possibly say, because it managed to like trigger the game ending sequence, like the like it triggers
that's speed running though.
It managed to configure the cat in such a way that it could trigger the end of the game, and the rapid tester did not know what to do with that.
Oh, that's game's done quick.
That's not a real bug though. So that was the only one from last night. So it's a pretty good way of like making sure that the game just is super stable, and we have very few crash or bug reports, and most of the bug reports that we get now is like my female cat slept with a female.
That's not a bug.
They can do that.
It's not marked as gay. And is that correct? It's like, well, if the other one's charismatic enough.
Yeah, there's a lot of factors at play here. And I mean, really, this just kind of proves that you can do some gay stuff and not be gay. The game says so.
Yeah. These cats are letting you know.
Maybe they don't even notice.
Yeah. And there's no judgment.
Nobody's
judging them. Nobody's judging them in the house.
Yeah. You're not a cat. You don't get to tell cats how they get to live. That cat gets to do what he wants. So is there, I mean, aside from, I assume the next couple weeks of going on shows and podcasts and promoting, by the way, congratulations on the wish lists and that top 100. That's very good. I
think we're 97 today.
That's great.
Yeah.
That's fantastic.
I don't have to check it constantly anymore now that we're in the top 100.
Yeah, well, I don't have to check it because everybody says it, tweets it at me.
Oh, yeah, people are following.
Yeah,
That's
they're
fantastic.
rooting for it.
Yeah. So I
To
mean,
put
like,
it
is
into
it just
perspective?
Yeah.
The game that you were talking about is 332.
Getting wish listed on Steam is huge. Like that is
That's so
It helped.
much. Yeah.
Yes, it really helps. That's like one of the things everyone talks about is it, because I'm sure there's some sort of back end algorithm of like, if you're there, the Steam like pushes this or does this or something. Like I'm sure there's something to it, but yeah, that's a phenomenal. It's a phenomenal thing to happen, is to be like this many people. It isn't just oh, I'll buy that, I'll get around to it. It's like I've wish listed it, so when it goes live, they'll get an email that's like, yo, hey, the game's out, play this, which is very cool.
You'll also get notified in all the stuff that we're going to be doing, because one of so for me on my end, for the last 2 weeks, I mean for Tyler too, for the last 2 weeks of development, I'm doing like daily streams, streaming the game and doing contests and having people like, kind of like stuff I've done with Kickstarters in the past, having people do silly, creative, fun, interesting things to win copies of the game or win merchandise. We have some, I don't have any on me, but the kids are playing with, there's like a little Stacy plush, a little cat, two-headed cat plush, and like a box of goodies with a comic and everything. We're going to be giving those out to people that, there it is. And people that can win or even participate in copies of the game and stuff like that. So we're doing those every day.
Yo!
And if you wish list the game, yeah, there you go. You'll get notified of what we're doing, which is good.
This one's a catnip toy. It will be destroyed if you give that to a cat, but you can put catnip in it.
Oh my gosh.
I love that.
You put whatever you want in it.
Yeah.
His glasses will not survive any cat, so you wouldn't.
I made sure that they put eyes under the glasses. So if his glasses go up, you see he has eyes underneath. I always hated when like plush toys were made and like they had something over their face, like a bandana, and if you pulled it up, there's nothing underneath it.
Nothing.
Come on. Go the extra mile. He has eyes.
I must stress, this isn't shameless pandering, although it's about to sound like it. For those of you watching right now, please go and wish list Mewgenics. I cannot stress this enough. It is like definitely going to be one of the top games of 2026. Like just from playing it, from experience, it's like very good. So expect to see lots of streams, expect to see lots of people talking about it. It's going to be a great game. I cannot stress this enough. It sounds like pandering, I know, but like it's really good. And you can tell that a lot of time and energy.
I appreciate you saying that.
Thank you.
Yeah, thanks for making
it's definitely
it.
Some people are going to launch entire YouTube careers off of playing this game.
100%.
Someone's going to be the Northern Lion of Mewgenics.
Yeah.
Right.
It's got to happen. Someone's got to step up into that role. It's going to be Northern Lion again. Spoiler. No, I don't know. Who knows?
Northern Lion's like, I'm going to tamp down everyone.
To pick up the torch.
Even if obviously not everybody in the world is going to like this game, but I think no one can deny after experiencing it that this is a unique experience. I don't think there's anything like this game. I think it's offering something different in a sea of similar games. And I think it stands out, and I'm extremely proud of what we made. And I'm super happy to see people play it.
Yeah.
I'm excited.
Yeah, it does a thing that I think one of my biggest issues with a lot of like tactical strategy games is that after a while, it's like, all right, okay, I get what this is. Like, I don't
kind of autopilot, don't you?
Yeah. And there's so much going on in this that it becomes a point where if my level of like engagement 5 hours in is going to be like the 40-hour in mark, this is going to be huge. Because it's like I am.
You have no idea how crazy it gets. You are still very much in soft tutorial mode. Like you haven't even unlocked a full run. You've just now unlocked a full run. So the next run that you do will go 3 chapters, which is the intended run of this game. And you will start to see that there are level ups where you level up your abilities and they become hyper powerful, and the synergies and the options will open up indefinitely. And then I don't know how much you guys played The Binding of Isaac, but in The Binding of Isaac, people originally, when they're playing it, they'll play it and they'll think they beat the first time they beat the game is when they beat mom. Right. And they think, oh, I beat the game. And then the game goes, look at all this stuff. And it just throws a bunch of stuff at you and characters and whatever else. And then you can go in again and you can go deeper. The mom kill in this game is like 5 chapters in to the game. And then you unlock a second act and the game opens wide and it introduces a bunch of mechanics, different NPCs, and a bunch of other craziness. So
awesome.
It will keep going. We just don't want to completely overwhelm you.
Playtime statistics from our like private beta where you can see like how many hours people have played, like a graph of that. And there's a group of people that are in like the 0 to 2 hours that just started, and then there's like it's like a somewhat like even for that up to like 10 hours, and then there's a drought, and then there's just like a giant spike at 100 plus hours. So everybody who gets past that 5-6 hour mark, they just don't stop playing, and then they get 100 hours or more. It's 100 plus. It doesn't like it. That's the highest bucket that they have on the Steam stats for that.
That's awesome.
But a lot of these people I know have like 400, 500 hours in.
Jeez.
I think Florian just 100% of the game.
Good for him. He's been going hard. Yeah. That's crazy. Yeah. It's definitely a 500
plus.
Isn't
everything either. There's still more stuff to do after 100%.
Yeah. I'll point out too, for anybody who's on the fence. So my niece and nephew, especially my nephew, comes over and we play games and stuff together. He's been playtesting this game from the earliest point of playtesting, and he got his mom into it. And she's my age, and she does not play video games. She plays some board games. She has over 500 hours in this game.
That's crazy.
She just beat the game as well, and she's continuing to go and seeing what's after that. But yeah, I didn't think I would be saying that. You know what I mean? Like, I think in a lot of ways, the game might be even more exciting and easier in some ways for people who have never played a turn-based strategy game. Because we've noticed there's some hangups because people try to play this like another turn-based strategy game, and it's not exactly that. It's its own thing. And you can kind of be like, wait, I'm moving and I'm attacking. Why am I not winning? And it's just like, well, there's a lot more going on here. It's not just chess. And I think that's really cool. And I think that's like, I'm hoping that it can bridge the gap. And I'm hoping, what's that?
It's a little bit looser than like Into the Breach, which I see a lot of comparisons to Into the Breach, which was a great game. I liked it. It's that game is very, very puzzly, where like every turn you have to like think 20 steps ahead to find like the one path that gives you the best chance of victory. Our game is not like that. We want people to like embrace the chaos and like be able to experiment with stuff and deal with like reactivity and unexpected situations and stuff. So
definitely leans more towards D&D than chess. Like more loose and open and
expressiveness.
It does kind of have that like, and it's not a 1-to-1, but I had the same. There's some levels where I had the exact same vibe as trying to figure out how to beat something in Baldur's Gate 3. Where I was like, how do I?
We have heard the comparison.
Yeah. And I was like, oh, I could use this thing and then combine these 2 spells and do it like, okay, I have an ice ability and it's going to make a straight line of ice and then it will freeze this guy. So like the one boss fight, I think it was a mini boss. I can't remember where it's like, there's the big cat and then he's got a bunch of little cats with him. And
the tank. Yeah.
And so I was like, oh, if I keep freezing the big cat, cause he keeps jumping in front of all the little cats. Yeah. If I keep freezing him,
that's a good way to do
I
it.
can just keep messing with the little cats. And I was like, oh, okay. So I'm using like magic level strategies here of like, all right, I got to keep the ice down. Don't use fire, Jesse. Don't. And it's that kind of thing. And I was like, okay. And I picked that up because of spitting on a guy who was on fire. And I was like, oh, the things.
Yep.
Mm.
We do sneakily guide you in the tutorial because we give you spit and a fire spell. So.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
We do expect
there's a lot
play
of
the tutorial to light the tutorial boss on fire and then spit on him and be like, wait, that put out the fire.
Right.
Yeah. And there's so much of that. There's so many interesting moments too, where it's like anything on the play field will have some sort of elemental interaction. So like, you know, you can freeze grass, you can grow grass with water, you can burn the grass down. And if you freeze the grass and then burn it down, then it becomes a puddle, you know, that sort of stuff. It's like, there's so much going on. You can blow on the grass and like make the grass go away. But then if you blow on the water, it actually will make a current, and the current will push things through the water. And if you blow on something that's standing on ice, it'll slide, you know, just the stuff we try to be as logical as we can with it. So people could assume, I think this is going to do this. And for the most part, it will.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's very Breath of the Wild in that sense.
Yeah, if you pin a guy up against a rock, for example, and you have like a knockback thing, he'll hit the rock and then he'll take double. They'll like, oh, you hit me, and then I take damage from the rock. Or you can bounce guys off of each other. There's like a lot of things you can do, and that's just kind of surface level. That's like baby stuff. There's like a lot deeper, more messed up stuff you can do, and it's great. When you discover it, you're like, am I the greatest gamer who ever lived? And then you realize, no, probably not. But it's like really fun to discover that.
That's what the charm of the game is going to be. That
We're still discovering stuff. There's so much.
Oh yeah.
We can't possibly know everything. So there's like 1,000 abilities that interact with 1,000 other abilities. That's like 1 million combinations. Plus items and passives. And
there is some YouTuber salivating right now. Like, yes, I'll be able to make so many videos.
Just recently, there's
our fan server is already doing that based on just the previews we've shown.
Yeah. There's an ability called suplex. It's a tank ability that literally grabs something in front of you and suplexes it behind you. So if you've got a rock or an enemy behind you, it'll suplex them right on top of that person. And then I was like, wait, I actually bred that onto a kitten. And then the kitten started with that ability. And I was like, okay, I'm going to try to do something funky with this with a thief. And thief has an ability called double throw, which doubles your attack. And I was double suplexing everything. And it looks wacky. I will say, Tyler, it looks completely insane, but it's very satisfying. Because you're just like, somebody showed me, I won't spoil late game stuff, but there's some, of course, big things that attack you later in the game. There's an ability called bear hug where you like will actually physically grab the unit and like grab it and shake it. And he was bear hugging some of the final bosses, Tyler. And I don't know if you saw it.
I think I saw
it. Was just like lifting up this thing that's like the size of the screen and like shaking it and crushing it. And it's just like, oh my God.
Something that like purposely goes above the top of the screen so you can't see how big it is.
You get some wacky stuff. Similar to like an Isaac.
Surprisingly okay.
Yeah, it works. Like an Isaac when you can get so tiny that you're like a pixel on the screen moving around, or so big that you fill the screen. There's lots of weirdness like that we just let slide and do goofy stuff.
Yeah. People like a little bit of weirdness.
For sure. Yeah. I think that's one of the things that people really loved about Isaac. So it's a good takeaway for this one too.
Doogs, you got a dip here in a sec, right?
I do.
Should we wrap it up and do some news before we get out of here?
What news do you have for us, homie?
Oh, dear. Well, yesterday, we got the Xbox dev stream. If you think cars are sexy, Forza Horizon 6 is coming to Japan. It's basically Tokyo Drift. The hilarious part of it was that it's like you start as a tourist, and by the end, you're a small land developer, according to the preview we got, which is one of the craziest things I've ever seen. So shout out to that. Then Game Freak has a brand new one coming out called Beast of Reincarnation. which is also Japan. It kind of feels like Expedition 33, Final Fantasy VII Remake, and Nier had a baby. It's post-apocalyptic Japan set in like the year 4000 something. And you control plants. You have a dog that controls plants. And I have a feeling by the end of it, it's going to be like the bad guys are actually the people. So that's going to happen. Then Double Fine released the newest game, or announced a game called Kiln, which is the most Dodger-coded game I've ever seen in my entire life. It is a game where you make pottery, and then the pottery comes to life and fights in a multiplayer brawler game. And depending on the size and shape of your pottery, they have different abilities. So you make
faces.
Yeah, it's very cute. The entire time I was thinking, like, who is this game for? And then I was like, oh, it's a Dodger game. 100% a Dodger game. And then we got Fable, which is the first time we've actually seen a lot of Fable stuff in a while. And if it's any indication by chat, holy crap, are people excited for that? That comes out in the fall. You can purchase homes. You can rent those homes out. You can then lure people into those homes and kill the people that come in them homes. I don't know, man. You can kick chickens. You can be a terrible person.
Of course.
The trailer literally has a character calling you, when you interact with them, they realize you're a slumlord and they call you a rich twat. So there you go. It's a whole thing. I look forward to pushing that game as far as I can and seeing exactly how messed up that is. Then, in the world of shooters, Battlefield, for the first time ever, has outsold Call of Duty. Apparently, the latest Call of Duty is the worst selling one in 17 years. Its sales are down 60%
yikes.
compared to the last Call of Duty. And if anyone's wondering why, it might be for the same reason people are like tired of Marvel stuff. Like you keep releasing roughly the same film over and over and over again. People are like, all right, man, we get it. So yeah, I don't know. So we'll see how that works.
When you said Battlefield was outselling, I was like, oh, cool, a good Battlefield? No, turns out just the opposite. It's
Bad
just,
Call of Duty.
the other one's
Yeah,
really
yeah.
Call
bad.
of Duty.
That's sad. I was like, oh, maybe I got something to play.
No.
I just got tired of playing.
Yeah,
I
mean, that's what it
Warzone,
seems
Call
like.
of Duty Warzone, and they made it worse every update.
Yeah.
No, that's so sad, man.
They followed
Yep.
the Overwatch trajectory on that.
Then Ubisoft is like, hey, we're gonna reset everything. We're not gonna release a bunch of games. And apparently, if you care about the shares of Ubisoft, they are down 33% and down 95% over the last 8 years. They've canceled the Prince of Persia remake. They canceled a bunch of games. In fact, the only things that apparently are on the docket still are more Assassin's Creed, more Far Cry, more Rainbow Six. And for some insane reason, Beyond Good and Evil 2 is still not canceled. That is the Half-Life 3 of Ubisoft. I don't even know how that game still is around. We got a trailer for it 10 years ago and nothing since. So that's cool, man. We'll see what happens.
I
Meanwhile,
looked up their stock, and it looks like they're going out of business.
maybe it's the
Holy
time to
shit.
buy.
Yeah.
I don't know. If you're like, got that cash, I have no clue.
It's less than $1. What the hell?
Yikes, dude. Yikes.
Oh, yikes.
Meanwhile, Nintendo just chugging along over here. With 4.4 million Switch 2 units sold in the US, it's the fastest selling console in US history.
That's crazy.
It's especially as someone who owns one, I have one game for it. Like I'm like, all right. Like that, but I expect good
I have
things.
Like 3 games for it.
And right now, leading the way in sales is Pokemon ZA, Z2A, Metroid Prime 4, and Donkey Kong Bonanza. None of those games I have. Shout out to Hyrule Warriors, the one game I do have. And apparently it's doing
Donkey
gangbusters.
Kong is good.
I've
I
watched
heard
people
Donkey
play
Kong
it.
was really good.
It's fantastic. Yeah.
Metroid Prime 4 is not good.
And as someone who has a lot of Pokemon friends,
Sad to say.
they are real upset with the Z to A2. but I found this out and it really upsets me. I feel for them. Is the gimmick of Z to A is you start at rank Z and you're supposed to work your way up to rank A. And all of them were excited to have that challenge, except at a certain point in the game, it just auto moves you up. It's like a thing happens and you skip a bunch of letter grades and just get moved up. And they're like, well, what's the point of that? So that's cute. Yeah. And then releases for next week. Obviously, we had Mio, Memories in Orbit, that Dodger talked about earlier. TR49 is a game that is kind of in the vein of Obra Dinn, except you are a person who finds an old computer and you get contacted, like, you got to look through these archives and you have to solve this mystery for me, which I love those kinds of games. Super fun stuff. Then, I guess today, Arknight's Enfield came out, which if you love action role-playing anime, that is for you. I was unaware that Arknights was a tower defense game before this, and now it's like a whole other thing, which is, that's like discovering what Fortnite was before it became Fortnite. Then,
Sure.
Also out today is Escape from Ever After, which is an RPG where you save fairy tales from a giant mega corporation, using them for the most diabolical thing of all, capitalism. And it seems like it is Paper Mario style, so if that's your vibe, check that out. Next week, on the 27th, Earth Must Die, which is a comedy point-and-click game. It's hilarious, features some nerd called Ben Starr, who may or may not be a friend of the pod. And the Steam page is great. My favorite part is it literally just, this is the quote that it just features. There's a puzzle that takes place in an alien adult bookshop and an alien orgy depicted as gyrating lumps on the floor. So in case you were curious, that's in this game. And then on the same day, Code Vein 2 comes out, which is the Souls-like anime game where apparently now I discovered that there's a hot tub spa thing you can do where after you Souls like your way through stuff, you can then go to a hot tub with the anime girls to get buffs. So there you go. And then the game that no one knows a damn thing about, really, High Guard, is supposed to come out next week. The game that showed up at the end of the Game Awards that everyone was like, all right. And then we've heard nothing since. Apparently comes out, according to Jeff Keighley, next week. We'll see.
Oh, that's the big money one.
That's the Viking one.
That's the one where like you can ride horses and like it's like every other PvP shooter thing online.
Kind of reminds me a little bit of Concord, if you remember that one.
Yeah, we'll see, man.
I do remember Concord.
But it feels like this is it feels like something. We'll see. We do know there are PS5 achievements for it, so like it will exist, but genuinely no one knows anything about like how is a game that was the last trailer at the Game Awards the game that like doesn't even exist? I don't know. We'll find out, I guess. So
yeah,
if I had a shitload of money,
I think what the theory was that they wanted
an empty game
on there.
Yeah.
That's what I would do.
Yeah.
But then they had to like set up the stage or something.
I have not a clue. I guess chat's saying we'll get a showcase Monday the 26th. Exactly one day. No, it might launch on the 20th. Dude, I don't know.
That is the release day. Yeah. I have the Steam page.
Yeah, sure, you're gonna find out.
Yeah. When you play it, you'll find out if it's good. There you go. Enjoy. So that's the whole thing.
wild.
But that is the news.
It's free. Is it free?
Is it free?
I thought they said it was going to be free to play, which was also what killed them.
Man, I'll point something out here. You just got talking about how Ubisoft and all these other companies are just going out of business and losing all their money. I'm just going to frame that. I'm just going to point that out. That's all.
Oh, yeah, no, like you don't have to. Shout out to
on the plate and leave it there.
Yeah. It's,
shout out to the world of indie games. Support the indie games.
Serious.
They are doing the work. And yeah. We can only make so many.
When you don't have a ton of money, you have to be creative about what you do. And if you're not investing a ton of money in something, you can take risks that are weird and crazy and whatever else, because you don't need to make back a ton of money. Yep. When you're a giant studio who's investing multiple millions and you've burned all of your money, it just becomes this giant thing where you have to play it as safe as fucking possible. and cancel the things you know people aren't going to really like. Hold on to the things that they are in hopes that people will. My time is up.
All right, well, that's it.
And that's all I have to say about that.
Oh my gosh.
Hurry it up.
Beautiful cinema. Well, on that note, guys, would you like to tell everybody any last things that you'd like to say? I guess you don't really need to tell everybody who you are or where they can find you because they pretty much know that.
Wishlist the game on Steam, and then you'll find out about all the bullshit that we're going to be doing leading up to the game's launch.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thanks for coming on, guys. This is great. Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah. Thanks.
Yeah,
Thanks.
I'm so glad you both got to come.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing what you guys think when you get deeper in.
Yes,
I will. You'll see. I will message you and be like, "What is this?" Yeah.
Yeah.
What are we doing?
Yeah,
cool.
What about
we
you,
get that a
Jessup?
lot.
What about me, man?
Yeah. What's going on with you, man?
Most of I'll be real with you. I'm actually playing the game now, the YouTube game, and that on Tuesday I am actively going to go see the TCL Chinese theater premiere of Markiplier's movie so I can make a review of that movie because I'm no fool. I'm gonna get his fans to watch that shit. It's happening. So that is 100% the thing I'm doing.
You want to know a fun fact? It's tied into that.
Go on.
Markiplier meowed for the game.
Yep.
He's known for his meows
as a guest now.
The man's known for his meows.
You know who
Meow.
he is when you get a cat with his voice.
It's a very Markiplier meow. Got it.
Yep.
Yeah, it's great.
Yeah. So that's
recognized.
most of my week is just making it meow. Yeah. Yeah. So that's what I'm doing. Ooh, wait, never mind.
Awesome.
Monday also expect a video about Resident Evil 9. I got to play 3 hours of it and I have thoughts. All right. Anyway.
Might be hopping into Pathologic. Went back to Hades.
Pathologic 3?
Because because it's more of a detective-y game.
Sure.
Less survival stuff in it. I'm no dummy. I could never get past like day 1 on normal Pathologic.
Sure.
I just watch everybody else's 3-hour videos about why it's an incredible game that no one should play. I'm good, you know. But Pathologic 3, it looks really fun. So I think I'm probably gonna check that out. But I know myself, and I know that if I stay away from Hades for too long, I'll never play it again. So I need to, it has to stay in the sphere of my brain or it'll be gone or it'll vanish. So I'm probably doing both of those. But hey gang, if you enjoyed Geekenders, thank you so much. You can find all of the VODs for all of the past episodes on youtube.com/Jessie Cox. We're also on any podcasting apps that you use. We're probably there. But take care of yourselves. Have an amazing weekend and week. What? What are you laughing
They're
about?
probably there. I don't know.
I can't look, somebody's got
No promises.
you know, podcasty buddies app, and we're not on there. Maybe, I don't know. There's some weird apps out there, but
I think you should bring in a chicken for the next episode. There should be a chicken in the background in one place, staying in the just right there.
Oh,
My
really?
ADD would kick
diaper.
in, and I would not pay
Get a
attention
root,
to
get a root.
anything
Put a little
anyone
diaper
said.
on it.
I'd be like, "What's that chicken doing?"
This is the cinder block. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
End us.
Take
Get us
care,
out of here.
everybody. Yeah, I'm leaving. We're going. Goodbye. So long, everybody. Take care of yourselves. Boop.
Yeah, you know what time it is. It's time for the Geekenders podcast. MegaRan, Jesse and Dodger, what up? Let's go. Yo, it's the weekend. Yeah, it's time to geek out. Let it begin. Go on, stream and shout. It's Jesse and Dodger, so give them a follow and see what the Geekenders are all about. Yo, it's the weekend. Yeah, it's time to geek out. Let it begin. Go on, stream and shout. It's Jesse and Dodger, so give them a follow. #1 geek podcast, without a doubt. Yo, another end of another long week. Got a job and a kid, I know that you all beat. So take a second, grab a drink and vibe while we catch you up in just a matter of time. On gaming, comics, whatever you're doing. If you're nerdy like us, then you know you should tune in. Thank you for sharing our world with us. Now follow, subscribe, and turn this up. Yo, it's the weekend. Yeah, it's time to geek out. Let it begin. Go on, stream and shout. It's just Jesse and Dodger. So give them a follow. #1 geek podcast without a doubt.